Everybody, and welcome to the Absolute Football Podcast, Absolutely Lower League, the show dedicated to all football from the EFL Championship, League One, League Two, and for people like me, the National League. But of course, I could not do this alone, and I've actually turned up this week. I've actually decided to turn up. But I couldn't do this alone. I need to talk football. I need a group of people to talk football with. Claire, how are you doing?
Hi, I'm good, thank you. Really good. Had a good week, seen a couple of wins, even if one was in that pizza cup that's not called a pizza cup anymore. No, really good. How are you? Are you feeling better?
Yeah, I'm feeling a lot better. I've still got a sore throat, so still a bit sore, but yeah, I'm so much better. And as everyone can see, we have a new member to the team, and we are absolutely buzzing to have him on the show. Matt, how are you?
Ladies, thanks for having me. I'm buzzing. No, I got the message last week, and I was like, you know what? Let's get on there. Let's give them a hand. Let's get on the hosting table. No, look, I'm buzzing to be here. Very excited. Love the podcast. I'm really happy and excited to be a part of it, and give my positivity on Stevenage Football Club as I always do. I'm a team in league, but I'm buzzing. Great to be on here. Great to be on here.
Oh no, thank you so much for coming on. It's nice to have someone representing League One as well, because we've not had anyone at all, have we, Claire? We are going to have Ant on as well. He's just running a little bit late, but I just want to say hello to everyone in the chat. We have got Aled, we've got Lisa, Simon, Graham. We've got so many people, so thank you so much for supporting. Sam, our very own Sam, who did a really, really, really good job last week. Unfortunately, I had to drop him in the deep end last minute, but thank you so much for continuing the show. You did a fantastic job. We've got Lisa.
I'm seeing all the love for my headwear. It's for Anne. It's a Christmas headband.
I know, yeah. I've got some tinsel here.
I feel like I'm missing out. I think I'm prepared. I know I'm new to the show and stuff. I'm going to cut myself a bit of slack, but I feel like I've ruined the momentum now. If I'd have had the tinsel, it would have really well hands up. Do you know what I mean? Because Anne probably doesn't know why I've got it on either. Do you know what I mean? So would have been good. Should have done it.
Oh, I love it. I'm going to start some football, but because Ant's not here, our championship expert, I'm going to go to the National League because we're always last. So do you know what? I'm going to give it a go. So National League. Boreham Wood 0, Chesterfield 2. I'm so jealous of Chesterfield. I'm so sick of Chesterfield because they keep winning, which is really, really annoying. But yeah, I think it's Chesterfield, isn't it? I think they're pretty much running away with it this season, aren't they?
It's been so many years of them being right up there. They kind of deserve it, really.
100%.
And like I say, every single week, I'm a bit of a stuck record, but if you finish above them, then you're getting promoted champions.
Definitely. I just think as well, like some of the players they have for that level, and there's some quality players from Chesterfield, really quality players.
I think what you'll find as well, it normally happens in the National League when you have a lot of the teams that really kind of flirt with promotion for a long, long time. They eventually find a way into the Football League. So I feel like Chesterfield are a side that have either been in the playoffs or missed out or whatnot over the last few years. So I think they'll eventually find themselves there, yeah.
Yeah, completely agree. I think it's theirs to lose as well, because obviously the points clear at the top. We'll get onto the table in a bit. Obviously, there's Solihull, Moors and Barnet. Obviously, not that far behind them. But yeah, I think Chesterfield, it's theirs to lose, isn't it? I know it's only October, but they're my champions already.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Unless something drastic happens, like really drastic. Next one, we've got Ebbsfleet 0, FC Halifax 2. FC Halifax were a bit inconsistent. They're a bit hit and miss, but they seem to be finding form again. Ebbsfleet were up there at the start, but they're slightly tailing off now.
Yeah.
Which isn't really a surprise, is it? They've just come up, just been promoted.
Shah, what's the I know that I asked you a little bit earlier, but I'll ask it on here. What's the level like in that division?
Do you know what, right? I actually really like it because we're actually winning games and we're actually drawing games. So I'm actually happy. Don't get me wrong. I didn't want to get relegated and I didn't know what to expect. But there's actually some really good players in this league. And for football wise, I thought it'd be completely like different. And I thought it'd just be like, I don't want to sound harsh, but I thought it'd be like grassroots and, just like and stuff. But it's actually quite surprising because some of the players that are in National League as well, obviously you've got Will Grigg for Chesterfield, Oldham have got quite a lot of good players as well. It's quite surprising, really.
Do you know what I asked? Sorry, go on, Claire, go on.
No, sorry. I was just going to say the standard isn't that different. It's just a lot more physical. It's the physicality that shocks people, especially when they're kind of dropping down to that level. You get a bit of a reality check when someone comes barging into you.
Yeah. Do you know what? I was just looking at the teams in there, and obviously I'd seen the division this season, but the one thing that sticks out to me is normally when I kind of look back over the last kind of 5 to 6 years. I mean, I say this because we're on the cusp of going into the blooming division for 3 years. But every time I've looked at it over the last good few years, you've always got some standout huge clubs, right? But I'm looking at the teams in there, and there isn't your traditional massive, huge Notts County type of clubs in there that you instantly look at and go, oh, well, they should be in the... Do you know what I mean? When I actually look at the division, obviously, I know you've got yourself in there, Charlie, with Rochdale that's just gone down. But actually, when you look at the league, like you've got Oxford City and Dorking. I know Dorking have been in it. York City, Altrincham. Like, you haven't got, like, your massive, gigantic clubs in there that I feel like have been in there for a long time. So I think that's quite good because I think it will make the level probably more competitive than what it's probably been previous years. I know you've got Chesterfield running away with it, but probably make it more competitive.
100%. And obviously we'll get to the table soon, but Altrincham have been on a run recently. They've signed some decent players. You wouldn't expect that. Obviously, I can't remember who else has put a run together. Southend as well. To be fair to Southend and the circumstances they've been through, they're winning games and they're putting a run together as well. It's quite open for a lot of teams, and the playoffs in particular, obviously, were mentioned at the top with Chesterfield, and then you've got your Barnets, your Solihull Moors, but the playoffs is wide open for anybody. Absolutely anybody. Just go into the chat as well. Aled, Oldham have given them a head start considering their poor managerial appointment. Otherwise, they would be given a good title race. Barnet have done well this season also. Oldham were one of my favourites to go up because they have got some really good players in that league. As Aled said, I think Unsworth wasn't the right man for him, and obviously they've got rid of him now. But I think if they would have acted sooner upon it, I think they would have been right up there. I'm hoping, because we have them next week, they don't put a run together because I do want to beat them, but it's a derby, it's at Scotland, so anything could happen. But yeah, I completely agree.
Well, look, at least they haven't got Cole Piagiani anymore, Char. There you go. Ain't got to deal with him for corners.
True. That is true. Going to the chat as well. We've got Lisa, absolutely agree, Shah. We've got in the chat as well. Bluebirds. Lisa again, love a lot of the Vanarama players, ex-league. Yeah, they are. And as Birds of Blue says, Alex Newby I'm gutted we got rid of Alex Newby. Last season, we kept Abraham Ado, who's now at Harrogate, and we got rid of Alex Newby. And I just think that was a stupid decision because you could tell with Newby he had a lot of potential. He just needed that bit more confidence about him. And obviously, he's gone on loan to Altrincham, he's scoring goals. So yeah, that's frustrating. And I think that's the kind of player we could have done with in this league and possibly last season as well in League Two. Hi, Ant, by the way.
Hello everyone.
How are you?
Sorry I'm late, by the way.
Merry Christmas.
Do you like our little head things?
Just for you, Anne.
Yeah, sorry, it's still not down. I've had a bit of a week, so
don't worry.
Maybe next. Right, I say that I'll not be on next week because Sunderland aren't playing now. It's maybe the week after.
Neither are Rochdale.
Oh no! International call-ups.
We've got the FA Cup this weekend. You know, because we have to qualify now. Next match as well, obviously we've got Gateshead 0, Altrincham 2. Altrincham, as I've mentioned, plays some really good stuff. I think their manager, I don't know if he got it, but he was up for manager of the month because he pulled off some really good results. I'm not sure who's actually got it though.
I don't know who's won it, but they did win 5 in a row, so I think he's got a pretty good claim for it. I hope they keep doing well as well, just while my mate's there.
Love that. Hartlepool 3, Eastleigh 1. A much-needed win for Hartlepool because they struggled, haven't they? They've obviously struggled with injuries the last few games. They started off well and then they've kind of hit a bit of bad form. So I think they definitely needed that win. Definitely. Kidderminster 1, Wealdstone 0. I think that could have gone either way, couldn't it, with those two teams? Kidderminster really struggling this season. I think they're near the bottom. So definitely a much needed win for them. Maidenhead 2, Rochdale 2. Such a frustrating game. I mean, on paper, you'd expect us to go there and win, but it was just, it's our own faults again, our own defending, just things that, just basic stuff that we need to avoid. And when the commentator turns around and says, Maidenhead haven't scored 2 since August.
Oh,
you
God.
just know that it's going to happen. And it
Commentator curse.
I know.
Yeah.
Good thing for us, though. Cairo Mitchell scored again. I know a lot of people doubted him at the start of the season. We had Notts County fans because he came from there saying, he's all right, but he's not consistent. He doesn't score your goals. And he's scored, I think, is it 4 in the last 5? I think he scored. So he's doing all right. Tyree Sinclair didn't start. He had a bit of a knock, but came on and then scored. Just a really frustrating game that we could have gone on to win, but just our own mistakes was at fault for that. But in hindsight, Maidenhead have actually got results against Oldham recently, Chesterfield. So it was a decent result, especially travelling away as well. So I am happy with that, even though we could have avoided it. Oldham 1, Dagenham and Redbridge 1. Good point for Dagenham. They've been struggling as of late. Oxford City 3, AFC Fylde 0. I love to see. Love to see. Need I say more? A great win for Oxford City as well, because I mentioned they've been struggling as of late. They're one of the newly promoted teams, so great 3 points for them at home. Solihull Moors Aldershot 1. Shocker, especially at home. Really shocked with that result. Woking 0, Southend 2. Love to see, obviously, everything Southend have been through. They're finally turning a corner now. It's all positive. So, yeah, I'm really happy to see Southend get the 3 points. And I don't want to jinx them, but I actually think Southend could end up in the playoffs. I think the run they're putting together, and just even when obviously times were hard for them, they were picking up points. So I honestly think Southend could get playoffs this season.
It must be hard to be a footballer, kind of trying to go about doing your job whilst at the same time worrying, am I going to continue getting paid? Am I going to be able to pay my bills, my mortgage? And then to have, they're just human beings at the end of the day. So knowing that the club's been taken over, like they've got a new owner, they're a bit more secure. Like, surely that's got to be a boost to the players as well. Considering what they've been going through, they've been managing to get wins on the table. You would think it'd kind of put, like, the bit between the... what do you call it? The tail... Bit between
your teeth.
No.
Tail between the legs.
Yeah, that's it. And kind of...
She tried to go, sorry. What was that, the tail? She went to say the tail between your teeth. What? Tail between your teeth.
Anyway, yeah, I think given everything they've been through and kind of the momentum they've already managed to build, knowing what a positive impact that must have on them, I can see them going and building on that more.
I completely agree. I hope so as well. In the chat, we've got a few people talking about Southend. Wolsey, I feel for Southend fans because as a Reading fan, we know how they feel. Completely sympathise with you as well and what's going on at Reading. Management and players, they've been doing really well. Completely agree with that. And Wolsey, again, it's so upsetting. It's awful, isn't it? We mention it on quite a lot of podcasts, don't we? How much we sympathise, because at the end of the day, it's not just football. This is all of our this is what we do and what we breathe, what we live, and yeah, it's so sad to see the clubs in these states. Next game, York City 2, Bromley 2. York have picked up a bit of form as of late because they were struggling, weren't they, early on? I think we've mentioned a few times they signed quite a lot of players and they've just not had time to gel. So I think that was a bit of a shock to their system. Bromley as well, doing quite well. They're still up there. So yeah, it could have gone either way. And then the late kickoff was Dorking 2, Barnet 3. Dorking were really unlucky from what I saw.
Yeah.
Barnet, though, I think they'll be up there.
Mm-hmm.
Decent team, even though we did beat them, so I'm quite smug about that. In the chat as well, we've got Aled. Great seeing things looking good for Southend. We have got Shawnee as well. Hi guys, hope you're all well. Just some news on my local non-league team, AFC Rushden and Diamonds. They have parted ways with their manager, who have struggled all season and are currently bottom in the Northern Premier League, Midlands League. I remember Rushden and Diamonds when we were in League 2. I remember actually going to that ground. This was years ago.
Didn't they go bust at one point?
Yeah.
I was going to say, I think they did, didn't they?
I remember them. We used to play them in the conference years ago when they were at Neame Park. I remember going there as a little kid to watch Stevenage play over the New Year's games, Boxing Day games. I enjoyed going there. It was good little ground.
Yeah, I liked there. I like going to that. Let's have a quick look at the National League table as well. So no surprise at the top. We have Chesterfield on 38 points. Second, we have Barnet on 35 points in Solihull Moors. The playoffs make up of, we've got Solihull Moors, then we've got Altrincham, Bromley, Gateshead and Hartlepool. And then relegation, 21st, we have Dagenham and Redbridge on 13 points, Maidenhead on 13 points, Kidderminster on 13 points below them. And then the bottom, we have AFC Fylde on 9 points.
Marooned.
So that's the National League.
Marooned.
Do you know what, though? Just looking at that table, look at Chesterfield, because Barnet was top not long ago.
Exactly.
And Chesterfield at 11 points clear of 4th already. Wow.
Yeah. Do you know what's so frustrating with Chesterfield, though? I think in that game where we played them, we could have easily got a point out of it. And it's so frustrating because, as I keep saying every week on the podcast, it's all our own individual errors, just basic stuff that we can avoid. But at the end of the day, they're still learning, managers still learning as well. So it's going to be one of them seasons.
Yeah.
Where should we go next? Should we go to Championship, League 1 or League 2? I'll let you guys pick.
Let Ant get his misery out the way with.
Oh.
Yeah. Let's go to the graphics.
Well, I don't want to talk about the Championship. Let's talk about League 1.
Go on.
We've finally got a League 1 fan for the last 6 weeks. Ghosting to League 1. Graham's been the boy, hasn't he? And now, all right, Howland.
Just before we move on to the Championship as well, Lisa in the chat, absolutely cap owner getting paid, players getting paid. And then we have got Shawnee, went bust and then reformed as a Phoenix club. I wouldn't look at pics of the ground. It's like an absolute jungle.
Not
good.
So, Championship, Birmingham 3, West Brom. What? I know. Where did they come from? What do you guys expect from that match? I thought it could have gone either way. Birmingham as well, sacking the manager and getting Wayne Rooney in. What do you think of that?
Like the biggest non-surprise ever.
I know.
I feel like it's just one of those though, because it's a bit of a derby match. Like form doesn't really count for anything. I feel like it's just a different game altogether, in it really.
Yeah.
Tell you what, though, on the whole Rooney thing, and it was obvious it was going to happen when Birmingham got new owners in the summer, but that is an absolutely stupid decision. Like John Eustace is like he's they come in when Birmingham couldn't sign anybody. We're under 2 transfer embargoes. He's managed to get them from near the bottom because they were relegation fodder when he came in last season. And then he's got them this season. He's got them playing some good football. They're in the playoffs, and then he gets sacked. It is absolutely ludicrous that they've decided to do that. And to be fair, what's Wayne Rooney done as a manager?
Exactly.
He had a really poor record in Derby. He's not really done that much in America, and it's just so much of a gamble where it didn't need to happen. It's just daft. It's just the owners deciding that we're going to get a big name in, and I really don't agree with that. I really feel sorry for Eustace, to be honest.
Yeah, 100%.
I agree.
Yeah, I do too.
I hope he gets a good job somewhere else as well, because he seems a good manager and seems a good guy as well. So
he's getting rumoured for Rangers, isn't he?
Is there?
Yeah, he has. Yeah,
Oh.
Fingers crossed. I hope he gets somewhere decent. To be fair, like another championship team or something. Because I think it's the same with I think with Rossini, when Rossini was at Derby last year, and then they got rid of him for Paul Warren, and then Rossini went to Hull, and Rossini's done really well at Hull. So we'll see what happens. Fingers crossed. He does all right somewhere else. Though I think a lot of football fans feel a bit sorry for him.
Do you know what really frustrates me as well? And I always say it when obviously I've been on a Premier League pod on a Monday. I don't get what people bring in big names because they were good players. It's like your Gerrards, your Lampards, and now Wayne Rooney. And I think to myself, just because they're a big name in world of football and playing, it doesn't make them a good manager.
No.
Do you know what? We got, do you remember Didi Hamann?
Yeah.
He came and managed just a few years ago. He lasted a season because his mate was going to take over. And for some reason, even though his mate hadn't taken over, he still chose the new manager. It all fell through because they failed the ridiculous fit and proper test. But we had to keep him in anyway because we'd give him a contract. Oh my God, he was shocking.
It's annoying, honestly. It's like, was it Colo Torre who was at Wigan? And I know obviously Wigan had difficulties and things like that. Obviously, I just think just because they've been a really good player doesn't mean they've got the skills to manage. Some obviously go on and they're great, and then obviously they're great managers as well. But Frank Lampard...
I was just going to say, Lampard is just like the epitome of disappointment, isn't it?
Exactly.
Like every job, I've never known a guy to take over a side and just in months it's just disarray of what's going on. Like it comes to a point where you've kind of got to go, why am I doing this? Like, why don't I go and do something else? Like, I can't just keep taking these jobs and ending up just in absolute pieces after 2 months.
Yeah. Everyone in the chat as well, obviously agreeing. You've got Sean, 3.5-year deal, not that it'll last long, maybe a year at best. Completely agree with Rooney. It might surprise us, but no, I don't think so.
No chance. I
don't think so. Simon, I hope Birmingham have an absolutely shocking season and get relegated. Graham as well, sack a manager with them 6 just to get a name in. Madness, completely agree. We've got Aled as well, sack someone who's got them playing well and get someone in who hasn't done much in management. Completely agree with that as well. Agree with this one. Like Bradford with Mark Hughes.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Oh, who did Notts County sign? Sven Goran Eriksson.
Yes, that was madness.
What? No.
I know. Wolsey as well. That happened with us, with Paul Ince, because he was a big name. We gave him the job, but he probably was the worst manager. He's not a good manager, is
I
he?
like Paul Ince because he once said to me that he likes a woman who knows the football. So obviously,
fair play.
I have to like him.
What a massive flirt Paul Ince is. Dear me.
He wasn't
Shocking.
flirting.
Yeah.
We've got some love for you as well, Matt. I'll read everyone, especially to Matt. Welcome, mate.
That was a good one.
top man. I can see.
Reach there, Charlotte. That was good. That, to be fair. Or I'll read.
I know.
Yeah,
I'll
right.
read.
Saying that, I was just saying that the lad that just sent that message in, I think he was a Gateshead fan. I remember we played him in the FA Cup. I went for a run round their athletics track a year ago. It was good fun. I did.
Oh, that Sam says is so true.
Yeah, that is true. Sam in the chat, a lot of these ex-players too have no experience of EFL leagues and are still learning what they are doing. Completely agree.
Yeah. But I feel a little bit sorry for Mr. Luke. He's come a little bit late. We've already done the National League.
I know.
Oh, yeah.
Then again, they did lose. So I might have helped him out of it. Might have helped him out. But I can go through it again if you want, Mr. Luke, after.
I think Ant's just trying to say anything to avoid the next match.
Yeah, he's stalling here, isn't he? He's stalling.
To avoid this.
Come on, put yourself out your misery.
4-0. Oh, fine.
I know, I'll let you have your moment, and go on, big screen.
So, I am going to go on a rant. I am.
Love it.
I am going to go on a rant because I don't know if you've watched the game or anything like that, but
I've seen the highlights.
It was developing into a really, really good game of football, really good derby game where both teams were getting stuck in. Really enjoyable first half. It was 0-0, but you know, it was a good game of football. We probably should have been 1-0 up when Patrick Roberts has danced around all their defenders and then decided not to blast the ball and try to place it in the corner. But it was a good save from Semi Dieng. And then Dan Neil, who had already been on a yellow for what was a pretty bad tackle. It was probably a good yellow card, to be fair. Gets sent off. We don't know why. I think everyone's like, what's he sent him off for? So we're all like feverishly trying to text our mate to what's he sent Dan Neil off for? And then we find out that was for dissent and everything like that. So we're all like half through going, well, that's ridiculous. You know, he's been daft there. However, just after that, I don't know what the strikers, can't remember his name now. Coburn goes up, elbows Dan Neil in the face. Dan Ballard, sorry. So Dan Ballard gets up. There's a bit of a pushing and shoving. Coburn then sticks his head in on Trey Hume, and Dan Ballard gets a yellow card for getting elbowed in the face. So we'll work that one out. And Coburn only gets a yellow despite having 2 possible red card offences. And then we find out at half time that Dan Neil got sent off for saying basically gesticulating to the referee in a derby game, referee, that's an effing foul. And he did swear. So I totally get, and this is where I am going to have me rant now. I totally get this, that we should respect the referee and we should not swear at the referee. But I need to ask the question here, and this is probably to ask all of you, where do we set the bar? Is the bar at referee, that's a effing foul? Because I guarantee you, if that is the bar, there will be 9 players on each team get sent off every week in every single.
I feel like there's a massive difference between swearing at a referee and swearing. Like,
in general.
You're not saying fucking referee. You're saying referee. That's a fucking foul.
Yeah.
Like, it's just swearing in the moment. It's not saying something to the referee badly. So I think that's someone who's on a power trip.
I think plus as well, I mean, I've seen it in League One this season, that the referees have just been shocking. Yeah, like, honestly, the standard of officiating this season has been so bad. And it's like, there's been many discussions.
That in National League.
Oh, just. And do you know what it is, though? It feels like they've got all these new regulations in with the referees. It's almost like the referees are now got a lot more pressure on them to make certain decisions, all this time wasting stuff. You know, not talking to the linesmen anymore. You get a straight booking if you kick the ball. Like, I feel like there's just a lot more pressure on the referees now to make decisions. And I think it's happening throughout the whole league. I mean, crikey, it's happening in our division. Jesus Christ. Steve Evans is onto the PGMOL every game. I mean, it's just, honestly.
I feel like it's just like, who would be a referee? Like, they get so much abuse. And I can understand they need to put something in place to protect referees, because if you look at like grassroots level, I read a story about someone quitting on the spot after a match at the weekend because she received such awful abuse. So there has to be, something done, because if that keeps happening, what's going to happen? You've got no referees, you've got no football.
And I totally agree that we need to kind of put something in place where we're not saying, referee, you effing idiot or whatever, or referee, you see you next Tuesday, that's a foul. Then I would have wholeheartedly said, right, Dan Neil deserves that second yellow, and Dan Neil deserves to get sent off. But my like kind of worry is that the next week, like the referee Jared Gillett, who was the Australian lad, and to be fair, he's got form because he sent I think it might have been Mienda from Southampton off last year when they played in the Premier League. And all he did was run up to the ref. He didn't even say anything. He just ran up to him and then he just straight red card and off. So Gillett's got a little bit of form. And my worry is now is, especially with that game as well on Saturday, which he apparently had said in that they have the pre-referees meeting with the managers, I'm going to show a bit of discretion. It's a derby game. There'll be a bit of empathy in decisions, this, that, and the other. And he sent somebody off for saying that's a foul. It still has aggravated us. I'm really kind of unhappy about it when you kind of see, and then even in the next couple of games, like the Arsenal game, you heard on television, somebody, I can't remember who the player was, literally going, referee, that is fucking unbelievable. Like, right, so that's a yellow card then. But you cannot be booking players every week for saying things like that, because we're not going to have a game. We're literally going to have a game abandoned because all the players are being sent off for swearing. You know what I mean? And I just think with pressures running high, and, especially, like I say, in a big game like that, which was probably the biggest game of the weekend in the Championship, to send somebody off for that, I think soft. I think it's really, really soft.
Swearing in jest, in conversation, is normal nowadays, whether you agree with it or not. It's a part of everyday life. So I just think if that is the reason why he's got a second yellow, that is so harsh.
Yeah, that is the reason that it came out on Sky at half time. That was what he'd said. Which I just think it's terrible. I mean, like I say, fair play to Borough, second half, they were excellent and we were poor. We couldn't react to what had happened and we didn't adapt well enough. And Borough, to be fair, once they scored the first goal through Sam Greenwood, which I said last week he's going to score because he's ex-Sunderland. I knew that, we knew what was going to happen. And to be fair, they're a good side and they have turned the corner. That they probably will be in the playoffs this year, probably with us, but it just ruined the game. It ruined the whole day for me. Obviously getting beat 4-0 is not going to help, but the whole day was like, right, I'm going to go and watch a lot of football this weekend and see if this bar is the same, because you cannot have the bar at that. Otherwise, like I said, there's going to be players sent off every week. And to be fair, though, that wasn't even the worst refereeing decision of the weekend. I don't know if you watched Man City women against Chelsea. And Greenwood, the centre half, gets sent off.
I saw that.
She got sent off for taking 26 seconds.
26 seconds. That was ridiculous.
Like, how is that a yellow card? And the bother is now, because these referees have been told, they've obviously been told the PGMOL and everything, right? Do not cope with any swearing, do not cope with anyone, time wasting, this, that, and the other. But it has gone from one extreme to the other. And the problem is that they've got, because these referees are all the high and mighties and everything like that, they have an arrogant attitude as soon as they step over the pitch. That I'm better than you and all this bollocks. You know what I mean? And that shouldn't be yes, we should respect the referees. We should respect the referees, but respect also has to be earned. And if a referee sending a player off for saying something like that, or for taking 26 seconds to take a free kick, then there's going to be no respect whatsoever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
The thing is as well, especially in a derby game, 11 v 11, I don't think that match would have been 4-0.
You know what? If it was 11 v 11, we would have won. We were starting to take over and we were starting to get on top. And fair play, like I said, Borough had a very good first half, and then we started pinging the ball around, started playing very well. And I think we probably would have won that game. I don't think we would have lost. We would have won or would have been a draw. Yeah. But like I said, fair play to Borough. I've got nothing bad to say about Borough. I thought they were excellent. I really did. I really think they're going to be a very, very good side. I just don't know where this ends now with referees. I really
And do you
don't.
know that whilst you are on a referee rant, can I add something that gets my goat every week? Right. The 6-second rule for taking a goal kick.
It doesn't exist anymore.
It still
No, don't it?
exists. It still exists. It is just not kind of
Not used.
Like, they need to start using it again because some referees take the absolute pee. Like, there's no need to take 20 seconds to take a goal kick. And it's funny, as soon as the team's losing, they soon get a wiggle on doing it quick, don't they?
Oh, yeah, 100%. 100%.
Well annoying.
I just think
you see me at the bottom of the cheese line going,
I just think as well on Saturday, that wasn't the only decision that went against us. The third goal is offside, and the linesman's right in line, so linesman's got no excuse. And I think as well, I will stop talking about referees in a minute.
Don't worry.
But I think VAR in the Premier League, and this Jared Gillett's an ex-Premier League referee, he referees in the Premier League, but I think VAR has made, and this is referees, linesmen, fourth officials, it has made all those Premier League officials lazy because they know that they've got the video behind them now, so they can make bad decisions. And the bother is when that referee team goes down and has to go into the Championship, they don't have that backup, so they make mistakes week after week after week. And I think Simon's made a point there. Referees are now making the game about themselves. They're all happy to get themselves on television. I don't know if you guys seen Paul Merson's argument with Mike Dean on Sky Sports News on Saturday, and Merson's he's this literally losing the plot because he's saying what do you mean it doesn't? I think it said, you can't stop the game, it's not illegal. And Merson's basically saying, of course you can, no one's going to die. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's I just think there's a lot of people that in the high ups of the refereeing or PGMOL who are very arrogant and don't know the game at all, and they maybe need a couple of ex-players in there to kind of help them out a little bit, to kind of say, look, it's common sense. But I'm worried. I am worried about what's going to happen. There's going to be worse decisions than that this season, and but he's made a rod for his own back now because he's got to book everybody now for saying ref, that's a fucking foul. So there we are, and I'm done on referees. There we are.
Graham in the chat, but welcome to Refran.
Like I say, it just ruined what was turning into a very, very good game of football, and I think that's what I'm more disappointed about. I'm not all that bothered about getting made 4-0. It is what it is. Yeah. And we need to, and I will say, we need to improve on when the going gets tough against us, and when we are down to 10 men, or when teams have sussed us out or we're under pressure, we need to find a way of getting out of that without just laying down, really. Which is youth. That's all that is. It's just young players who need to learn. But there we are. There we are.
You got through it.
And the worst thing is Cheltenham scored, the bastards.
Yeah, but we've got our Christmas. Oh, there's that Christmas tree behind you.
It can count as one if you want to count as one. It doesn't light up.
Yeah, we came prepared for you, look.
I know. I'm sorry.
Don't worry. Next game, we've got Cardiff City 1, Watford 1.
Yeah.
There we are. Yeah. Sorry, I was having a drink. There we are. Watford have just give their manager a new contract, haven't they?
Yeah.
He won't last another 2 months.
Another draw as well. We've got Coventry 1, Norwich 1.
Can I just very, very quickly as well about Norwich? I don't know if we've got a Norwich fan or anything like that, but that video that they put out about mental health, that was absolutely
brilliant. That was brilliant.
That was great. That was brilliant.
Fair
it was well thought through though, and you were kind of watching it thinking, that poor guy's gonna like kill himself, and then it came to it and you just didn't expect it, and I guess that there is the message.
I watched it back the second time because I was already gone with the first time. I watched it again. It was when he gives him his scarf. Because
originally you think he might have passed away from old age or something, didn't you? But then when it says kind of gives the message out, kind of makes you go, oh God.
Yeah.
Didn't expect that at all. Do you know what I mean?
But I
It
think
was
there
hard.
like-
It was hard hitting. It was just a beautiful, like, for them to put something together so poignant,
Yeah.
so
true,
real.
though, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
so real.
so true. There's so many people struggling out there that, you know, no one knows about. It can be people that you don't expect that struggle as well. Do you know what I mean? So it's such an important message to people out there. Yeah, lovely advert. I thought it was brilliant.
Yeah. I hope the guy who made that video or the girl who made that video, I'm not sure who it was, gets an award for that. Cause that's just
I saw it was randomly came up on my Twitter that it was a man. It was like the media manager, but great. The game, but a game that did look to be quite the juicy one is Ipswich for Preston too. Preston have been doing well, but how good are Ipswich doing?
Brilliant. We keep saying this every week, Claire, don't we? That we're expecting Ipswich to fall off, and they're not doing it. And
I don't
more
expect
and more,
them to, but you and Shah do.
Yeah, I still think that, and I still think they will. I think, like I say, we'll get into Christmas, and I just think that they're gonna. I think out of the two teams at the top at the top of the moment, I think they will fall away. But Preston are on a bad run now. They've lost the last three. We're only a point behind them now.
Yeah, I think everyone did definitely expect that one to happen because they had such a phenomenal start, didn't they?
Yeah, they've got Ed Sheeran in the dressing room as well, haven't they? So, yeah.
Oh yeah, did you see that thing of him like being serenaded by the players?
Yeah, it's
crazy, that isn't it?
Mental. I wonder if they sang one of his songs because they're a bit depressing. Aren't they? I used to love him, but geez.
It's a bit sad, isn't it? The songs does make you get in a certain mood, doesn't it? It's not really uplifting.
Exactly.
No.
Exactly. Yeah. So Leeds got another win, didn't they? Leeds 2, Bristol 1. It looked like the Bristol City keeper was actually doing a really good job of like keeping them out because Leeds had a like ridiculous number of shots. So. Yeah,
they're playing well, Leeds, and they'll be hard to beat at home. And obviously going down to Leicester against Stoke. I mean, that's probably the most. I would say that's probably the weekend one where I think everyone had that Leicester will beat Stoke at home. But apparently Stoke played really well up until the first goal.
I think they've had quite a lot of injuries as well. Stoke, haven't they recently?
Stoke really struggling at the moment with injuries. But I would imagine we've got Stoke next, actually, after the international weekend. And obviously there's a little bit of history between us and Alex Neil. So it'd be nice if we went down there, beat them, and he was out of a job, to be
I
told.
hope you do. I hate Stoke.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people say now, well, Leicester done. You know, I know it's only October, it's the 12th of October, but are Leicester done? I would probably say, yeah. I think they're away and gone. It depends what happens, obviously, in January. Obviously, I would imagine a couple of teams will come in for like Keenan Dewsbury Hall, who's too good for this league. But
if they are still doing very well, he might be tempted to stay and go back in the Premier League with him. And that's something that they've got in their arsenal, isn't it?
It's probably the reason why no one left Burnley last year, because they were so like out of it. They were so like, I think there was 17 points clear by Christmas or something along those lines. They were away and gone. And the players were like, well, what's the point in taking the risk? You know, we might go sign for Everton or whatever and get relegated. So
the thing with those top sides as well, when they get so many amount of points at the start of the season, they could have a not so good second half of the season, still go up. Do you know what I mean? When you have such a big platform at the start. I mean, I do it with Stevenage all the time. We're doing it in League One. I'm a great lover of looking at the amount of points left and the certain amount of points that you have to get to make where you need to be. And when you look at Leicester, let's use them for an example, they need a certain amount of points from over 100. I mean, really, again, they could drop off a bit, not do as well and still go up. So I think that's why it's so important getting that early amount of points, you know.
I think that's obviously a different level, but that's kind of what Leyton Orient did last year, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. I think the record for Championship, getting out of the Championship, was Reading with 107. I think Shawnee can help us out with this because they beat Sunderland's record. We got 105. I would say that's under threat with Leicester this year. They're just so good. They're just better. They're just better than every team in that league. I'm afraid. But fair play to them. I was happy to beat Stoke, to be fair, but and then going on to Millwall and Hull. Good result for Millwall because they've been struggling, haven't they? And Gary Rowett's under a lot of pressure.
Yeah, he is.
But fair play to them as well. Are you all right now, Charlotte?
I had to run and get a drink because my tonsils are still sore.
Yes,
They were drying up. I was like, I'm going to have to go.
Yeah. Honestly, I did a podcast on Monday night for the lasses and my throat was done. And I had to stop halfway through, but you don't know when it's... They got 106 walls. They did the year. I know he beat Sunderland. Was it Graham Murchie who got the penalty as well, the winning penalty, and that's what beat our record? Because he's our under-21 manager now, Graham Murchie. Just a seamless link.
I watched the highlights, and that Hull City seemed quite lucky to get a point at Millwall.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. I think they've got maybe 3 or 4 shots on target to score, isn't it? That's what you got to do. But well done to Millwall. I think Millwall, they're still obviously struggling with the news that the chairman died over the summer, and it just hasn't. I don't think.
So they were due to play a friendly. We were in Murcia, and we were playing at San Pedro del Pinatar at the Pinatar Arena, which is owned and run by Chris Turner. I don't know if you remember him from back in the day.
Goalkeeper.
I don't know. He was our manager for a while, but
I think
he managed a lot of teams.
Goal.
Oh,
I think he's a goalkeeper.
They were due to play the day after the owner died in the car accident in America.
Yeah,
and a team came from somewhere local to play him instead because they all went home. Very sad, but it's something that would rock you in it.
Oh, of course,
definitely.
Yeah. I mean, you can kind of, understand it, can't you? That, maybe they're going to take this season just to, just get back on to playing football a little bit, don't they? But I think Duncan Watmore got a couple of goals from them over the weekend as well. It is the same Chris Turner, just checking.
All right, I didn't know he was a keeper.
Yeah, he was a goalkeeper for Sunderland. Then went to Manchester United, and then obviously managerial career: Hartlepool, Sheffield Wednesday, Stockport. There we are.
Well, I know that the next games are going to be interesting. Don't say it. Don't say it. Don't say it.
Which one?
What we're not saying?
Oh, I thought you'd get the joke. Not Matt, obviously, but you two.
Went right over my head. I have no idea.
Oggy pasties.
Yeah, Plymouth 1, Swansea City 3. I mean, they're struggling a bit, Plymouth, at the minute, aren't they? But Swansea picking up form. They've climbed that table. Been doing all right, haven't they, recently?
There's going to be a lot of teams that the league's Constantine it together, hasn't it? Now I know the top two have put a little bit of a gap between the rest of them, but the rest of the league getting very, very tight. And Swansea are one of those teams who are catching up now. Borough, Leeds, obviously, because they had a poor start. So it's going to be I think it'll be a really, really interesting season, especially if one of Ipswich and or Leicester do drop points. I think it'll be a very interesting league. Next one, obviously, QPR. We'll not mention them.
They're really struggling, aren't they, QPR?
Yeah,
really struggling.
He has got to be close to getting the sack now, Ainsworth.
Has to.
Do you know a fact about QPR that Blackburn and Sunderland have won more games at Loftus Road this year than QPR?
Jesus.
That's how bad they're being at home.
Oh, Jesus. No way. That is bad.
That's really bad, isn't it?
Surely they must be thinking of a managerial change soon. Surely.
That's got to be awful.
It's who comes in, though, isn't it? It's who comes in Coventry as well.
They're a massive club, so surely they'd be able to prize someone. Yeah,
apparently Coventry have won twice at Loftus Road as well, so it might have been Coventry and not Blackburn. I am sorry, Simon. Is that? Do you reckon that might be a job for Danny Warnock now that he's out of work? QPR,
possibly.
Eustace, that's a good point.
Would he go to QPR though? Do you reckon, Eustace?
I don't think he would go there. No,
I don't.
I think his stock's that high because of what he's done with Birmingham. But it's a similar it's a similar job where he could go to a team that at the bottom and on the floor really, and re-energize them.
Yeah, true.
I mean, I personally QPR are a League One team and waiting, to be honest, the way that they ran, but you never know.
Do you remember, like, years ago, Eddie Howe left Bournemouth to manage Burnley?
He went to Burnley, yeah.
And he was shocking for him. And then he went back to Bournemouth and he smashed it for him again.
Yeah.
And I just feel like, at that time, like, he was a one-club manager. I feel like Gareth Ainsworth did such a good job at Wycombe.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's maybe more his level, if it's more his size club. I don't know, but he just does not seem to be producing for QPR at all.
I think as well, it's a lot of pressure when QPR are a huge club.
Yeah.
So when you look at Ainsworth, and obviously Ainsworth's got great history, etc., but going from Wycombe to QPR, it's quite a big jump.
Yeah.
It's a lot of pressure.
He's a legend at QPR as well, so it's kind of tarnishing his legacy, isn't it?
Yeah.
But I mean, I think he'll be back at Wycombe. I reckon he'll get sacked. Wycombe will go on a bit of a run in League One. He'll probably end up back there if they sack Matt Bloomfield, to be fair.
Yeah.
Lisa in the chat as well, obviously, our next game. It's made me laugh. Bet all the Sheffield Wednesday fans fell asleep watching that excitement and thriller lols. Sheffield Wednesday 0, Huddersfield 0.
Do you know what was really nice about that? I saw it on the highlights. Darren Moore got such a gorgeous reception from the Sheffield Wednesday fans.
Yeah.
And he was a bit concerned, but they probably should have won it as well, Huddersfield. But it's 0-0, as Sam said. We don't bother about 0-0s.
Yeah. And the next game as well, Southampton 1, Rotherham 1. Do you reckon that's a good point for Rotherham, or do you think that's just massive points left for Southampton?
Both.
Surely we should have done better than that.
Southampton had 82% possession in that match.
Wow.
It was Rotherham's sole shot on target, and it just goes to show the stats don't matter.
He had a chance to win it at the end, didn't they? Hit the post. I think he was clean through as well. Hit the post.
Yeah.
That would have been.
Imagine
that would have been the end of. That would have been the end of Russell Martin if they'd won that. If Rotherham had won that, that would have been the end of him. They would have got rid of him. Yeah,
definitely. Just going on to the table as well. Leicester, obviously, first place on 30 points. Ipswich in second on 28. The playoffs are Preston in third on 20 points. Sunderland and Leeds both on 19. And then Birmingham with the last spot on 18th points. And then in relegation, we have got in 22nd QPR on 8 points. Rotherham on 6 points. Bottom of the table, Sheffield Wednesday on 3 points. Just looking at the bottom of the table, do you think they will be there come end of the season?
Yeah.
Do you think it'll be those 3 teams? Yeah.
Maybe not QPR, but the other 2, yeah.
I think Huddersfield might get sucked into it, but I
think Plymouth. I think Plymouth will struggle as well.
Yeah. Do you know I'm going to sit on the fence a bit. I'm not so sure. I think there's still such a long time,
That's true.
I don't know. I don't know. Do you know what? I wouldn't mind seeing Stoke go down.
I
would absolutely love that, to be fair. I really would.
We'd play them next season. I'll take that.
Either way you're going, you won't be in there.
Yeah.
It's the same with the top as well, where a lot of pundits are saying that's it now. It's top 2. It's only 8 points. It's only 8 points. That
exactly.
It's only a couple of wins, you know what I mean? And
it
happens, and we've seen what's happened now. Look at look at Swansea. They were really badly down there at the start of the season, and they were only 8 points away from the playoffs. So it's such a long. We've played 11 games. You know what I mean? There's still a long way to go.
I know there's obviously injuries as well. That needs to be taken into consideration. January transfer window, you never know what will happen. So, very long season ahead. In the chat, we've got Aled saying Wednesday should not have got rid of Moore. I completely agree with that, to be fair. Possession means nothing, only the scoreline.
And I say that every week, Charlotte, don't I? I say it every week. There's only one stat in football that counts. And it's the end score.
100%.
Yeah.
Simon as well. I hope Huddersfield finish above Sheffield Wednesday, and Lisa completely agrees. we've finally as well got an expert on League One.
Yes! Look at that team. Look at that team. I can't believe they're in League One. Come on, the Borough. Get up there, the Borough. Look at them. Incredible.
First game, obviously, Saturday at 12:30, we had Oxford United 2, Bristol Rovers 1. Were we expecting that, guys?
100%. Yeah. Oxford United. So we played them a couple of weeks ago. So there's a couple of teams that we've played that look great. Now, to be fair, we out of the 12 matches we've played quite a few of the teams that are down the bottom. But the 3 teams that we've played up the top, Bolton, who we were brilliant against last Tuesday, should have really got a point that day. And the players were great. They were unfortunate. But the other 2 we played are Portsmouth and Oxford. Portsmouth, we got a point and looked great and think they're probably going to be right up there. But we played Oxford a couple of weeks ago, lost 3-1 at home, and they were probably the best team I've seen so far. They've had a great recruitment in the summer. They had a bit of a sticky season last season. So the manager's very good, Liam Manning. They'll be up there at the end of the season. So, yeah, Bristol Rovers. To be honest with you, if I'm completely honest, I'm surprised Oxford didn't win by more. To be honest with you, 2-1, they've got players with the ability to score at any time. So, yeah, fully expected in my opinion, yeah.
I think you make a good point there, Matt, about Liam Manning at Oxford. It just fits, doesn't it? It just seems like one of those managerial appointments where club manager, it just goes hand in hand with it.
Yeah, it's a bit like us with Steve Evans. You get these certain...
I've got a question I want to ask you about Stevenage, but we'll wait until we get to the
I'm excited, my man. But no. But you're right. You do get certain managers that have a certain style of football that they want to play, and it just fits certain clubs. And yeah, he's one of them. He's an example of that, yeah.
Mr. Luke's comment made me laugh in the chat. His point, it's only October and we feel like this season has gone on for months.
It really does.
It's like watching one of these shows, and I feel like it's gone on for months.
I know.
Yeah.
I'd be happy to stop the season now because we're second.
God, yeah. I'd take that. 100%.
Next game, we have got Bolton 1, Carlisle United 3. I was really shocked at this result, especially away from home.
Did you hear about the drama for the fans?
No.
So there was extreme weather warnings basically north of Carlisle and into Scotland. So National Rail shut the train lines. And rather than like Carlisle or wherever, Avanti decided to run the trains from Preston. So there's thousands of fans that had booked train tickets to get from Carlisle to Bolton, and they couldn't get the train. And it literally was Friday night. It was announced that the trains were not running.
Wow, that's not that.
It's better. Do you know what the parking situation as well at Bolton? We did it last Tuesday, especially if it's a Saturday game. It's not the greatest.
No,
like you have to get there early to get a good spot. And then, do you know what I mean? So
6 hours to get out as well, doesn't it?
Oh my God! Last Tuesday, right? We came out. I mean, bear in mind ours was a Tuesday night game. We were in the traffic was so bad. I said to the guys, I went, do you know what? Let's just sit here. Let's catch up on the post-match of the game and all that. Read all the Stevenage interviews and then go after. We were there for an hour, right? We didn't get into our Fred. Work at 7. I was like, oh my God, yeah, no. It's so for them to do that, and it's quite fitting actually because I mean all of our kind of supporters at Stevenage do, but a lot of others do in the league as well. We have a bit of banter with Carlisle because they really do care about attendances.
Yeah, we do.
They're like the attendance police.
Yeah.
So when we saw all of that news, we were like, oh, isn't that quite convenient? But they all ended up there anyway because obviously they found a different way to get there. But yeah, that's a good result, really. We played Bolton the game before Carlisle played them, and we outplayed Bolton in that game. So, again, the result's a surprising one, but at the same time, Bolton didn't look amazing to me the Tuesday night. So, but yeah, to win 3-1 there, Carlisle, in my mind, will be down there struggling at the end of the season. So, yeah, that's a great result, that is, yeah.
Yeah, I completely agree. I actually had Bolton to finish. I think it was. I don't know if it were champions or to get promoted, but they've really struggled, haven't they? Like the last few games, like performance-wise. I know, obviously, like you said, they beat you, but they shouldn't have really. But they just don't seem to be playing as well as they started this season.
It's interesting with the division as well. So obviously we're really new to it because we've been in League Two for 9 years. But there's been a lot of people that support other teams that I do some podcasts with, and they've all been saying that the level, in their opinion, isn't as good as it's been the previous years. So I don't know if that's having an effect with Bolton, where the level's not as good. They haven't recruited good enough players, but they're up there. But I wouldn't say they were the best team in the league.
No.
And I think they're not going to. I don't think they'll go up automatically. I think they'll be lingering in the playoffs again at the end of the season. Yeah.
Yeah, completely agree. Charlton 2, Blackpool 2. Obviously, we've got Graham in the chat who's a Charlton fan. They're definitely picking up form, aren't they, recently?
Yeah. He said that Charlton were absolutely shocking in the first half. I think because I was saying that I was bored at our match, and he said, me too, it's not very good.
They were 2-0 down, weren't they, Claire?
Yeah. And they came back to get the point. So it's good to rescue a point if you're 2-0 down in it. So
yeah, I think Charlton will be up there. We played them a month ago, drew 1-1, and we played really well in the first half against them. We're 1-0 up, and then second half Charlton were great at our place. They got a draw. They scored right at the end, and we were happy with the point. But I think they're going to be. You always get a couple of sides in these leagues, especially League One, where you'll have an outsider that come with a run late part of the season to find themselves up there. It always happens. I think Charlton will be that side. I think they've got Alfie May, who's such a cracking goal scorer. They've got some good players. I think Charlton will be up there at the end of the season. I really do.
Yeah, which is quite funny, really, because you've got to wonder if there's another team that's going to be up there at the end of the season, directly the game below.
Well,
at this point, it should be the Christmas tree reveal, shouldn't it, Anne?
I'm so sorry to say this, but they've got no hope. No hope. I'm so sorry.
Do you know what, right? When I was driving home, because obviously we'd stay behind the Sunderland game that I do what Matt does just to let the traffic, go, listen to Tony Mowbray's interview and everything like that. So I was driving home, and I think I was listening to, I might have been 5 Live or something, and they said, and literally the bloke that was coming to me, stop the presses. I was like, fucking Cheltenham have scored here, haven't they? Anyway, Cheltenham have scored. I'm like, pour one!
All the teams, as well, of all the teams, like the Derby.
Look, Matt Fowler's even waving his pen in your face now.
Do you know what it was? Actually, I'm telling you, when we played Cheltenham, we won 3-0 there a couple of weeks ago. Great win for us. They hit the bar, right? And we knew, when we were going there, they haven't scored against anyone. And you stood there, he's like, don't concede. And I remember in the first half, they hit the bar, and we were like that. We were so thankful that we weren't the side. So when we had a look at the fixtures, actually, I remember we actually called it a couple of weeks back, and we went, God, could you imagine if we scored against someone like Derby for their first game? And then, lo and behold, they go and do it.
I did say last week, didn't I, Claire, when we were on with Sam, and I said, right, they will score this week.
Yeah, I think it was the new manager buzz and everything like that, wasn't it? And kind of wanting Darryl Clark to do quite well because of his situation as much as anything else.
Yeah, I am glad that they have finally scored, to be fair.
This made me laugh.
Driving
home for Christmas.
Yeah.
Right, considering you've not got your Christmas tree up, maybe you can give us a Christmas song.
You do not want to hear me sing.
I do.
Yeah.
He's like a modern day Chris Rea.
You know what the worst thing is about Chris Rea? He's a bloody Borough fan.
Right, ladies, get it on. Get it on. Get it on. Get it on.
I'm not singing.
No, that's funny.
I'll do a Slade thing. That bloke off Slade. It's Christmas!
That's brilliant.
Funny.
So you get half a tree up.
I bet the neighbours are going, what is he up to again next door? Jesus Christ. Not bloody Christmas songs again.
Funny.
Next game, we have Exeter City 0, Barnsley 1.
Yeah.
Mm.
Exeter shouldn't have lost that, really. They had some great chances, but the stat that matters.
Exactly.
Yeah, they've dropped off Exeter as well. They had a great start at the start of the season. I remember it was us, Port Vale and Exeter, and Port Vale as well. But Exeter dropped off. I think they've lost three in a row, something like that. A few games in a row. They're kind of falling down the division. Barnsley's to be expected, but weird with them. I mean, Barnsley, they've got a lot of pressure on them this season because obviously they lost their manager. They've got a new manager. They've pretty much kept the same squad. So it's a bit like Bolton, a bit like all those teams that have missed out recently. There's a lot of. By the way, what are you giggling at? Sorry, you're putting me off. What are you giggling at?
What's giggling at the bottom?
In the chat, Graham's put, if Chris Rea did a duet with Dire Straits, could be called Diarrhea.
Diarrhea. Graham. Brilliant. Well played. That's top banter. That's just top stuff.
I've been on this planet 37 years. I've never said anything as funny as that in my life. That's outstanding.
Do you know what? Graham now is going to be going around for the next week telling everyone that joke now. And he is.
Wait, though. Matt Farley. You're one of them people that's always full named. Matt Farley.
Farley.
Graham
Matt Farley.
Graham's the funniest.
Is it?
It was part of the
Oh my God.
Shah's tears, crying, laughing on here once.
Was it? What a guy.
I am as well, can you say?
Who does Graham support? Who's his team?
Charlton.
Man, isn't he? Yeah.
Oh, he's Charlton. I wonder if Graham was at the game against us. I wonder. I wonder, Graham. Lucky.
Oh, shit.
Just giving my analysis on Barnsley. I had this giggling. I was like, sorry, let me just look at the left right. Who is? I know it's not Anne. I was like, who is it? St. Charles. God.
Oh, man.
She's gone.
Yeah,
she's gone.
If you're wanting to join a sensible football show, mate, this is not.
I think they must already know that by now.
I love that. I'm all for it. Chaos is good. Chaos is good. We like chaos. It's entertaining.
It wouldn't be this podcast if we didn't lose it once.
There you are. Fucking Matt Farley. I love it.
Matt Farley.
Matt Farley.
All right, mate, from Hertfordshire.
Well done, Claire. I love her, honestly. Oh, dear me.
Kelly's hurting. Oh, man.
What a podcast.
Next game, we have Fleetwood 1, Wickham 4.
Oh, Fleetwood.
I can't control myself.
Matt Farley. Matt Farley.
Really
Oh dear. Bloody hell, Claire, your laugh sounds like me when I had COVID a couple of weeks ago. Jesus. Jeez. He's wheeze. Oh, thank you, Mr. Luke. Farley. Oh. I love it.
Now.
Sorry, I'll stop. Oh, God.
Everyone in the chat's laughing with us, so don't worry.
We're a comedy show. A comedy podcast.
We've taken the emphasis off Fleetwood getting stuffed at home, so I'll tell you.
No, we've just laughed at them.
Poor Fleetwood. Do you know what? A guy that does their, not their podcast, but he does his own podcast, Nappers. He does the Cods vlogs. Right? Do you know Nappers?
Everyone knows nothing.
And so look, but honestly, so this guy, right? He's always popped up on my YouTube, right? But I've never watched him because like they've not been in our league. So since she's not off again. So coming up to League One, I started watching these videos, right? And on his podcast with one of the chaps that I know really well, he started calling my name out. And I was like, I can't believe this. So I went on Napper's his thing recently, and I mean to lose again. Do you know what I mean? I feel for him. I do. Oh no! What now? It's not. You're not still thinking about that.
I just saw the comment from Aled, Matt Farley, and I was going to go, don't you start, Matt. Don't you start, Aled, and I'll come to you.
Oh.
Was he Jamaican?
Yeah.
Did it sound Jamaican?
I was about to say that. Jeez.
It was Welsh.
This one, Colts and Matt Farley.
Colts and Matt Farley.
Colts? What's Colts?
You and your coat. Your raincoat.
Oh,
God, my raincoat.
Oh, man. Leighton Orient 2, Reading 1.
Oh, poor Reading.
Oh,
Reading.
Oh.
Yeah, we lost to Reading as well. They were our first loss this season.
I'm so sorry. Look at this comment. Jamaican me
Me
crazy.
crazy. But do it in Claire's accent. You're making me crazy.
No, that's more Shah's accent. I don't say crazy.
Oh, is it?
Crazy.
Farley.
I say
You're making me crazy. 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 Oh dear.
I'm just gonna like bring it down a tone or two, and say it was nice for Leighton Orient to get a win, as a tribute to the fan who sadly passed away at the match before.
Yeah.
That was awful.
Have you seen who's being rumoured to have had a £50 million bid accepted for Reading? The rich energy tycoon.
I did.
William Story. He has
by the way,
50 pence to his name, never mind 50 million.
By the way, if he gets in charge, they are screwed. I'm really sorry if Reading fans are listening to it. Like, it cannot be the guy to take over.
Loads of people in the chat are saying the same as well.
Have you seen like the picture of him though? Like he looks as if he just smells of pork scratchings.
Yeah. Yes.
He does.
William Story.
I don't know.
Quite like a pork scratching, to be fair. I like a pork scratching.
They're like pig's toenails with hair on them.
Ugh.
Have you never looked at them before you stuck them in your mouth? They're raw hair.
Well, I've seen them, but now you've said that, I'm never going to look at them again, Claire. Oh God! What did you say? So curled up pig's toenails?
Well, look at you, that's pork scratching.
Never having it. I was gonna have a bag in wet, windy Blackpool's Road. God's sake, Claire.
I'm gonna bring some because I'm gonna come and stalk you.
Oh no! Yeah, I bet you are. Could be on my case. Look at her. Farley, where are you, Farley?
You need to get a picture of you and Matt in your raincoat.
Oh my God!
Should I wear a different one on Saturday?
The big one at the Pepsi. Is it the Pepsi Max big one? They call it now at Blackpool Pleasure Beach.
My God!
I'll shout your name from the top of the tower.
I'll bloody hear it and all. I will hear it. Steve Evans will hear it. Our bloody team will hear it. But what's that?
No, Steve Evans will still be at Greg's.
Oi you. Don't you talk badly about our gaffer. The legend.
Every week we say that it is the reason that Stevenage Greg's is still open.
I mean, I'd love to know what he does actually eat. To be fair, I'd love to know.
Greg's eats
yeah, but surely well, I mean, he probably does. To be fair, he's probably partial to a sausage roll. Who isn't from Greg's?
Do you know what? Has anyone been on Too Good to Go? No. It'll change your life. Get on Too Good to Go, you get a Greg's bag for like £3. Have you seen?
I don't know if they're still doing them anymore, but Primark Greg's underwear.
Yes.
They had a whole.
So please, just elite. I wish I got
Did you
some. I
get
never
some?
did. No, I didn't. No. I'm really gutted as well. I would have loved a pair, but no. I think they're gone now. I'm not sure if they're still there.
eBay, darling.
eBay. Wow. I mean, a couple of Christmas gifts. Do you know what I mean? Just throwing it out there. Oh no, she's giggling again. I can hear it. The giggle's infectious.
Sorry, I have got a bad laugh.
No, I love it.
Right, just going back to the chat, we've got Lisa. Farley's Hardy Rusks.
Oh, as if someone's thrown that in there. I haven't heard that joke in years.
I never
as
even
if someone's
thought
pulled
about
that.
Do you want me to go and get a packet in your honour?
Go on. Yeah. Have you got some?
Well, of course, I've got a 1-year-old.
No, there you go. For God, Farley's Rusks. Someone hasn't said that to me in years. Farley's Rusks. I forget they're out there.
I'm just gutted I didn't think about it.
But there you go. You can send me a picture of some, Claire. Every time you open up the cupboard and they're there and you think
You're
of me.
seeing that next one? Farley's bum scratching.
Farley's bought scratches. God's sake, Lisa. I love Lisa. I think she's great.
She's a
Lisa's
Rochdale
great.
fan as well. She's a legend.
Is she?
Rochdale fan,
Oh, I
yeah.
like Lisa. I've never met Lisa. I don't know what, but I love her. Sonic, we're throwing it out there. I love her.
What game are we actually up to?
Peterborough.
Yeah.
Rony at Peterborough. Gosh, a long slog, isn't it? It's a long slog.
To Lincoln 0. They're doing all right, aren't they, Peterborough?
Yeah, they're up there with us, Peterborough.
Yeah.
They're one of those teams now, I think, that you expect to somewhat be competing where they are in League One. So, yeah, they're up there. I think they'll continuously start there. I think when you've got players like Johnson, Clark, Harris and, players with that quality in the side, you should be up the top of League One as well. So, yeah, I'd imagine they'll be one of the teams up in that top 7. I think a lot of people had them in their top 7 prior to the season. So, yeah, pretty standard win. Lincoln, though, I know that they're struggling with their centre forwards at the minute. And Lincoln aren't that far off the top 6, to be fair. They've got a couple of games in hand. So if they win a couple of them, they're up there. But, yeah, Peterborough, really, yeah, they'll be up there.
Yeah, another team will be up there as well. And we've mentioned Portsmouth 2, Port Vale 0.
Yeah. I think they'll win the league.
Yeah,
I think they will.
Yeah, but Port Vale have fallen off a cliff a little bit as well, haven't they? Same with Exeter. They were up there to begin with, and then they're on the slide now, aren't they?
Yeah, they are, Port Vale. Yeah, again, Portsmouth, the football they play is very effective. I thought the point we got against them, at home was great. You could tell. Again, I think the thing with League One, and it's so proud we're involved in it. I never thought we'd ever be in this league after the last few years we've had, but I think the one thing that has been an eye-opener from League One to League Two is the bottom of League One to the top of League Two. There isn't really a difference, really. Any one of the top 6 League Two sides can probably go up and stay up in League One, but the top of League One to the bottom of League One and the top of League Two is just completely different. Like the football plays just... when we played Portsmouth and Oxford, we kind of went, oh my God, this is the level. It was just ridiculous. Some of the football, the pace, it's not the championship level, to be fair. It was top. So, yeah, I think Portsmouth will be competing to get promoted. So, yeah, I think they're along with Mansfield. They haven't lost yet. They're still undefeated. So I think they've got like 8 wins and 4 draws, no defeats, something like that. Good manager. Good players. But I think Portsmouth will get promoted,
Yeah, I completely agree. In the chat as well, moving on to the next game. Shrewsbury 1, boo. Alad's not happy. Shrewsbury 1, Northampton 0. Sean is obviously not happy as well because he's a Northampton fan.
Oh, is he? Is he a Northampton fan?
Yeah, it's just put, can we go on to the Stevenage game, please? Don't want to talk about the game in between Portsmouth and Stevenage. Yeah, Northampton fan.
I am glad Stevenage won, though, because I did say they go up this season. They would be terrible.
Yeah, Matt, go on. We'll let you have a moment. You got Stevenage.
Woo! Buzzing! No, on a real. So it's just phenomenal to be in League One. I've watched my team down the bottom of League Two for a long time, and I don't think any of us thought we'd be in this division. It's been brilliant. What can I say, really? We've kind of come up to the division. And I think when we come into League One, it was a decision that we had to make, and I think Steve had to make of, do we want to come up and keep that group and compete, but not really compete up the top and stay up and do all right? Or do we want to kind of upgrade the team, bring in League One level players and actually compete at the level? And the manager's a winner. It doesn't matter what league Steve Evans is in. He wants to be up the top. He wants to be the best and he wants to win. And he recruited the players, upgraded the team so that we can compete at the level. And a lot of people wrote us off going into the division. A lot of people had us down the bottom in the kind of bottom 7, bottom 8, but don't think a lot of people really did their homework on who we'd signed. We'd signed a lot of the players that have been competing at the top end of League One, players like Nathan Thompson, Louis Thompson, his brother, Dan Butler, loads of players that have been promoted from League One and have, been playing in the playoffs recently, etc. So great start. We played a lot of the teams that are kind of probably going to be down the bottom. We won our opening 3 matches, which was great. We've been top of the league, which was just a great achievement. And, we were second bottom of League Two a year and a half ago, and I think we were top of League One 18 months later. It's great. Away form's been brilliant. Got 12 points out of 18, 4 wins out of 6 away. Home form's been great as well. And I think what we've done really well is we've kept the identity of football that we had last year that got us promoted, but because we've got better players, we're playing that style to a better level. So anyone that knows us in this division knows that we're direct, we're fast, we're a very fit group, and we like to squash teams and make teams play the game that we want to play. So yeah, only 2 defeats to our name. We're 4th. It's incredible. Can't believe we're in that position. 21 points. Got a big game of Blackpool this Saturday. Win that, we'll have half the amount of points to stay up already in League One, which is an incredible achievement for us. But yeah, big win that against Wigan. We just lost 2 on the bounce, and we lost our last home game. Before that, we were undefeated at home this season. So really important to get that win. Really solid performance. Controlled the game. Really important for Aaron Presty to score, who's a really good, talented striker, tall striker, fits the kind of style of football that we want to play. And yeah, now we want to go to Blackpool, get a really important win, and yeah, just keep doing what we're doing, really. Yeah,
love it. I don't want to blow my own trumpet as well, but in our preview show, what we did, I had you down to be dark horses. So
you did?
Just saying.
Love that.
Yeah.
It's really weird because everyone looked at us and thought, oh, well, they might start, but they're not going to do anything great in League One. And I kind of feel that going into the season, a lot of other kind of podcast people in League One who were doing their predictions, they didn't really do their homework and who we signed. I think they just looked at the club sides and went, they'll be down the bottom. Right. And
do you know
actually, when you look at the signings,
your players get a buzz. Because every day when they look at the phone, they get a picture of you to look at.
Get in there. I hope it's a good picture, by the way.
Matt Farley is the picture of the Stevenage players WhatsApp group.
I am. Yeah, I am. I was shown. Yeah, I'm very proud of that. I can't believe that. I think the players think I'm some sort of lunatic. To be fair, like it's
you are just but a lovely lunatic.
Oh, do you know what? It is nice. I walk around the club and it is great. And when I'm like walking to one of the players or whatnot, they come up and they go, "Hi, Matt. How you doing, mate? You're right." And it's like, it's like even Steve Evans. I know I've had Steve on the pod a couple of times, but I love the club, love the players we've got. They're so nice. Like, and they come up and have a chat. And I think as well, like they probably know that I do all the games. They probably see my ugly mush behind the goal every week. Like, oh, he's here again. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, no, it is great. It is great. I love the club. Love this team. Yeah, I just love what we're doing, really. Yeah, it's brilliant.
Can I just quickly ask, though, Matt, about Steve Evans? Because you have two questions. Because I actually quite enjoy him, to be fair. One, does he still talk of himself in the third person? And 2, what advice does he give the players over health and fitness?
Do you know what? 2 really good questions. So, somewhat. Do you know what it is? Steve Evans. No, Mr. Luke. But no, do you know what it is with Steve? So, I I feel like Steve, like he's had this amazing career, and I think
he's your mate as well. Yeah, my mate Steve.
Yeah. I mean, I've got his number. I'm just saying, throwing out there. I mean, we had to get him on the pod. Do you know what I mean? But no, for real. I think with Steve, like he's had a great career, and she's off again. I can't believe it.
I'm just imagining.
I can't believe it.
Like Stevenage getting beat, and Matt Fowler's like, "All right, Steve, don't worry." Don't worry about me.
I never do that. I would never. Because to be fair, he'd probably tell me to just F off. Do you know what I mean? If he'd the time I go,
F off, you can.
Fuck off, Farley. Fuck off, Farley. Do you know what I mean? Jesus Christ. But no, honestly, like, I feel like with Steve, like, he's had this great career, and I think he's probably looking at us as, like, how do I say it? Like one of his last jobs. So I think he wants to really make a really good effort of not just winning football matches, but coming across really well as himself. I mean, look, on the fitness side of things, I mean, that's left to Alex Ravel. So anyone wants to know, Mr. Alex Ravel is in charge of the fitness regime, as you can imagine. So pretty sure Steve stands on the touchline and just, hollers out instructions rather than gets involved himself. But yeah, it's pretty much it in a nutshell.
There we are.
It's working, Bo. It's working.
We're up there with 4 for 21 points in League One. He's doing something right, the big man. By the way,
job, didn't he?
What was that, sorry?
He got linked with the Hibs job when Johnson got sacked from Hibs early on.
He did. We love him. He turned it down as well, which we were over the moon with, because I think we were a little bit concerned. Because we were a little bit, it's in Scotland. He's playing against Celtic. Celtic's his team.
Did you text him to say, "Please stay, Steve"?
Oh, fuck. You, mate. Honestly, look at her giving it the big one. Maybe I did. No, I'm joking. I didn't really. I'm joking. I didn't really.
I love you, mate.
I love you, mate. Thank you, Farley.
Do you remember when?
Yeah.
Do you remember when Abel Xavier was leaving Everton? And I think he was going Liverpool, and Paul Gascoigne, who was playing for Everton at the time, went out the top of the window. Abel, don't go! That would have been you, wouldn't it? When Steve,
don't go, Steve, don't go, Steve. Yeah, literally. Do you know what? So for all the stuff Steve gets, I love him as our manager. Do you know what I love about him? Is I just love the fact, like, his image and like what he's portrayed. Like everyone looks at him as some sort of like scumbag manager, but like he's our manager. Do you know what I mean? Like he's done wonders for us.
In it, that they look at him as a bit of a muppet because of what he's done in the past. But then again, does everyone deserve a second chance? Yeah, they do. So not everybody, but
the thing with the past as well, I don't really know the ins and outs of it. So I don't know the nitty gritty of all that's happened. So I always say this to the chaps. I'm not going to comment on it because I simply don't really know what's happened. I think
we're not getting Christmas anymore. Jesus, man.
Yeah, innit? Heaven's Father Christmas. Stop it, Lisa. But no, like honestly, like a lot of us have had chats with Steve. I've had him on the pod 3 times, and we've had a good chat off it. And do you know what? For what it's worth, he seems like just a normal, really nice bloke. Really, he's always had the time for us, Steve, and his supporters. Again, I think with Steve Evans, it's one of those things where when he's your manager, you love him, and when he's not, you hate him, type of thing.
I don't like him or dislike him if that helps.
Yeah. And look, what he's done for our club, I mean, he's probably, in the short amount of time, what he's achieved is probably the greatest ever manager we've ever had. So, to take a team from pretty much relegation to the National League to competing with automatic promotion in League One in 18 months is just absurd. So
it is.
He's got a contract to 2025. I think he'll be here, and we love him. Yeah, we just want to keep hold of him and keep doing what we're doing. Yeah.
I love you, mate.
I love you, mate. With fucking tinsel on his head.
I
love it, Mal.
I must admit, I've got quite a soft spot for Stevenage since once it took Newcastle to a replay in I think it was 98, wasn't it? And Kenny Dalglish started complaining about the pitch, saying the pitch was moving and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know if
Do you know what I love about him? Do you know what I love about him as well? Like, if you watch some of his post-match interviews, and he does this little celebratory thing whenever we win a big game, he does this little thing on the pitch. But it's so funny. Next time, so when we play Blackpool Saturday, go and watch his interview after the game. And what I love about him is because it's so weird, but he's got these sunglass lines, right? From where he's like so aggravated, he's had his glasses on. He's got these really thick lines that are embedded into the side of his head. And you just can't take your eyes off them. You're like, what the fuck? Next time, go and have a look.
Sorry, not the sunglass thing. The end of the game thing is what, like, not exclusively to him. Any team, I can't stand that.
But he does this thing. He does this thing, right?
It's horrible.
No, but go and watch the recent one that we had against Wigan. He does this thing where he like beckons the fans in. Like this, he beckons them in and then does this ceremony.
It's like, said, please don't we get anyone who does that ever.
yeah. It does get the crowd going though. It does. People look at it and like, what?
I think if someone had tried it at County and they'd get no reaction.
Yeah. Do you know where he did it at? He did it at when we beat Aston Villa last season, right? The FA Cup, and he was doing it on the pitch, and all the Villa fans are looking, going, what the fuck is going on over there? Like that. And he's done it. Where did he do it this season? He did it. He did it at Cambridge. We beat Cambridge at the start of the season 2-1, massive win to go second, third in the league. And he did it on this Cambridge. What on earth is he doing that? Like some guy with the trousers down, massive shirt. He's got the glass lines on there, really sweaty. He's on the pitch doing this. Like, I love it. I love him. He's our gaffer, you know.
Oh, I love that. I love that. I don't want to move on now. I was having a good time then. And last but not least, Burton Albion 2, Cambridge United 1.
Yeah, surprising. But I Burton down, to be down the bottom, and they've won a couple of games. Cambridge again, another side that's fallen. Like the game that we played against them and beat them, that was like a second v third match that night, right? Like the third match in. They're like 15th, 16th now. So I think there's big concerns with Cambridge because Mark Bonner's a very good manager. But, you know, they stayed up by the skin of their teeth last season. They're falling. They haven't really got a great attack. Really, Cambridge ain't really got a standing out striker, which you look for goals. You're kind of slowly falling. A little bit concerned for them. And Burton, Dino Manria, who used to be a legend at our club, managed our club as well. He's not doing too bad of a job at Burton, considering the size. But, 2-1 against Burton. Yeah, God, fear for Cambridge. I feel like Cambridge are going to be fighting it out against stay up.
Definitely. Shawnee in the chat as well is asking you, Matt, did he do it against us or something similar? He's a Northampton fan. Did Steve Evans do it?
What, the cheering?
Yeah.
The cheering. I'm trying to think. Well, Northampton was the opening match of League One. We won 1-0. Do you know what? I think he did. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, pretty much. No, I think he did do it. That was the first game in League One, so he probably would have done it. I think he did at the end of the game. Yeah. But it's weird with Steve. Like he gets in certain moods. So if the team has done all right, he'll be in a relatively happy mood. Even if the team have got a good result, he could still be really angry. Like we picked up a point against Portsmouth. They got to it just makes me laugh so much. You know, great 0-0. Could have won the game and probably should have won on the chances. Gets to the post-match interview. Steve Evans, what do you think about the game? Yeah, well, I'm disappointed we haven't won. It's for God's sake. Like, it's a good point, Steve. Come on. Like, it depends what mood he's in, I guess, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. It's good though to have that kind of trait as well, even though, like, obviously it's a good point. To be disappointed that you've not won, it is quite a good trait to have. He's a born winner, obviously.
Yeah, that's fine.
League One table, we'll start at the top. So Portsmouth are top on 28 points. Oxford are just below them in second place on 27. Playoffs consist of Barnsley on 22 points, Peterborough just below them on 21 points, Stevenage also on 21 points.
God, the boys.
And then the last spot belongs to Bolton on 20 points. And then in relegation, 21st, we have Fleetwood on 8 points, Reading on 6 points, Wigan on 5 points, and Cheltenham on 2 points now. Just going back to the chat as well. Shawnee said, thank you for mentioning that result against Northampton.
No worries, Sean.
You started,
No worries.
Sean.
I know.
Yeah.
What Wolsey as well, losing to us, to be fair. Sam reading, we are unbeaten at home this season, but you will be all right this season. Again, in the chat, he's put, we got Fleetwood next at home. Reading going to be massive, guys. Yeah, that's going to be a really big game. Reading and Fleetwood. And then
Don't
Graham
forget,
has
though,
put,
Reading
finally
have got the
cancelled.
points deductions, so
That's true. That is true.
There's a couple of them. Wigan. I mean, we were saying this about the two teams down there. Wigan and Reading. Like the thing with those sides is, let's take Wigan for example. Right, so they start with -8, right, which is quite a big, hefty points deduction. Now I know we just beat Wigan. I know Wigan have lost a couple of games of recent times, but really, if you actually have a look at their total that they've picked up, take away the point deduction, they're like 14th.
Yeah.
So it's like, it must be so demoralising because they've worked to get all those points and they're second bottom, and it's like they're not just second bottom, they're like 6 points away. I know that's nothing at like this early point in the season, but it must be demoralising for their players. Same with Reading, like for example, we lost to Reading. It was the first loss of the season away, and I think a week later they got deducted 2 points. So it was like, for them, that win really never happened. It's must be quite demoralising. I mean, them two should never be down there. That's why I can't get over the fact we're 5th and they're down there. I mean, Wigan and Reading should never be down the bottom of League One. Do you know what I mean?
No. Completely agree. Sad times, but obviously Walls is in the chat, and I hope Reading managed to get a win. League 2. So we will start with Accrington 2, Forest Green 1. I expected that. Forest Green are really, really struggling, aren't they?
They're a terrible team.
Yeah.
Terrible team. Accrington are not great, but Forest Green are the worst team I've seen in ages.
Terrible team, terrible food.
I agree.
Do they sell chips? That's all my Hannah cares about.
Yeah. Saying that, the corn nuggets weren't too bad. I quite like the corn nuggets there, but yeah. It's about it, really.
Barrow 1, Notts County 1. I think that could have gone either way, to be fair.
Barrow should have won.
Should they?
Yeah. Ben Whitfield missed an open goal 1-on-1.
Wow.
Yeah, right near the end. But Barrow haven't lost at home this season. Notts County didn't have the best day. But I do think it's all got a bit Pete Wild in it.
Yeah.
Pete Wild's mega.
In the chat as well, Simon, I'm guessing that's about Forest Green, the franchise lost. Is that Forest Green? Is that
MK Dons.
MK Dons.
Oh,
yeah.
MK Dons.
Yeah.
Shawnee, I won't be mentioning Saturday's game as we're not playing until 21st away to Bolton. That was from League 1. And then, in the chat, Birds of Blue said, we should have won.
He's a Barrow fan.
Yeah, good point, no. Good point, to be fair.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Bradford 1, Swindon Town 0. Sacked Mark Hughes, didn't they? Obviously got the 1-0 win. Swindon
lost
a
a
bit
couple
of bad
now.
run, haven't they? Yeah.
I mean, the bright point is at least Nick's sausage and mash looked very nice in his.
It did.
Yeah, it did, didn't it?
That looked quite nice.
I love sausage and mash as well. It's one of my favourites.
Oh, yeah.
I had it for my tea tonight.
Oh, I'm jealous.
A bit of gravy.
Onion gravy.
Oh, I love gravy.
Oh, onion gravy. Onion gravy.
I could literally, I can just make a cup of gravy and just drink it. I love gravy that much.
Mind you, gravy's nice, but Bristol's a bit plain. You should be making your own gravy.
It needs to be thick as well, doesn't it? Wait, can we come round for tea at yours, Claire?
Anytime, anytime.
Yes.
I love cooking. I love baking. I'll even make you a cake.
No way, were you actually?
Yeah, cheesecake's my favourite to make.
I'll tell you what,
Dawn,
could you
I love
make-
cheesecake.
Could you make a cake with Steve Evans' face on it? Do you think that could be?
Dawn.
Go on.
No.
No.
Wouldn't
Oh,
waste my time.
yeah.
Next game we have Colchester 1, Morecambe 3. I expected that as well, to be honest. Colchester, bit hit and miss, aren't they? Crawley 0, Wrexham 1.
I might be talking absolute tripe, and Aled will confirm, I'm sure. But I'm pretty sure they had 10 men.
Yeah, I think they did.
Also, it's been a great week for Aled because he's seen 2 Wrexham wins, a Wales win, and it was his birthday yesterday.
Oh,
Happy birthday!
So yeah, happy birthday for yesterday.
Happy birthday to.
Woo!
Can I just pull a comment up? And I'm absolutely disgusted with this.
Oh.
I mean, Simon, come on.
I don't like gravy. Do you know
I'm
what?
sorry.
Actually, my family are from Hertfordshire. My auntie Fran says gravy isn't gravy. Yeah, like most of even my mum. But my family are like, my auntie Fran detests gravy. So I made
I
a
love
massive.
how you've got an Fran.
Yeah.
Wow.
I made a massive roast dinner on Sunday, and she has this roast dinner, Yorkshire puddings, everything, and no gravy.
Oh,
like,
it's a crime.
Yeah.
I'm
I
sorry.
know.
Guys, what are we
Can't
doing
believe
with our
you
food choices?
I can't believe you didn't know my family were from Hertfordshire.
No, I didn't know that. After you'd have to tell me where.
Well, why are you going to come and see me when I visit?
Yeah. Oh my God, let me know when you're down.
I will.
I tell you what, me and Ant feel left out of these meetups.
No, you're
Where's
welcome,
our
you
invites?
too. Come on.
Yeah, me and Claire will be holding hands at Madame Tussauds tomorrow. Don't worry about that.
I know. I'll help Ant put his tree up then. Next game, we have Gillingham 2, MK Dons 1. Good result for Gillingham. Obviously, they sacked Neil Harris, didn't they?
I still think that's
mad.
I
think
very
that's
harsh. Very harsh. But also, I do love MK Dons losing, and I'm sorry that I used the Dons bit. I do love it when Milton Keynes lose.
Have you seen the press conference the statement that the chairman put out yesterday? Basically saying our fans don't want Graham Alexander, but I'm not going to have him.
Oh yeah!
Wow.
So
it's like, what are you doing?
He won the Manager of the Month competition in August.
Yeah.
I get that they're not doing great at the moment, but every team has a blip every season. Crazy.
It could have been worse. Duncan Watmore could have won Player of the Month, couldn't he?
Remember that. Mansfield 0, AFC Wimbledon 0. We won't talk much about that because obviously it's a 0-0. But Mansfield still on their unbeaten run, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, still
in
unbeaten.
every competition.
Fair play. Yeah.
Do you know what? I'm going to make Sportsman bet. They're going to lose this weekend.
Oh.
Who are they playing?
I don't even know. I just think they'll lose.
You know what? It's Notts County.
Yeah.
Oh,
it is.
there you go.
There you go.
Yeah. Newport County 1, Harrogate Town 2. Your favourite team, Claire. You love Harrogate, don't you?
I'd rather stab my own eyes out than go back to Harrogate.
Nice town though. Nice place. But...
No. I can't even tell you the reason why I hate them. It's just one of those teams. And I don't think it's directly Harrogate, to be fair. What I think it is the painful memories of the Conference North and going there on cold Tuesday night. It's like seeing my team that I started supporting in what's now the Championship in regional football losing at Harrogate on a Tuesday. I was just like, I must have gone about 4 times. I was just like, nah, not for me. Not for me. So I was doing anything but going to Harrogate this weekend. But also, they've been getting some fluky results. Luke Armstrong's not been playing. He's been like benched pretty much ever since the move to Wrexham fell through. So I don't know if that's to protect him, make sure he don't get injured, whatever. But also, if I was him, I'd be playing out of my skin trying to get a move up to League One. Like,
yeah.
I've just noticed a typo.
Yes.
The next one.
True. Alexandra.
Oh, sorry, guys. I was tired when I did Diesel yesterday.
Crew Alexandra.
Yeah, it's a new way to say it.
To be fair, the result after that's the only one that matters.
Good. Just quickly though, a good win for Salford because obviously they've really struggled, haven't they? At first, obviously they're picking up some good points now, and they've gone on a bit of a run.
So Crew actually had a goal disallowed early on for offside, and it wasn't offside. So you kind of do wonder. No, it wasn't early on. But what happens is the Crew players are celebrating. And Salford players take the free kick really quick, and half the team's still back, like out of position. And then that giant tub of shit, Matt Smith, scored. I can't stand him.
He's got a massive head, isn't he?
Like massive head, because he's about 6'7". If he wasn't so tall, there's no way he's a footballer.
He's got the same shaped head as Frankenstein, I think.
Yeah, he has.
You know what I mean?
Looks like he should be a Halloween costume.
I mean, I'm not being funny. If I walked down a dark alley, I would scream. I would. If I saw him, I'd be like, "Oh my god, who is that?" Petrified of him.
I'm just thinking of a Halloween party where someone literally goes, "Oh, who have you come as?" Matt Smith, who plays for Stoke.
That's Matt Smith's costume.
Yeah. Do you know what? I was going to say something actually. I was thinking this the other day. You know, like when you have your Halloween party and people dress up like in the Halloween costumes. So have you noticed over the last few years that people like go as like funny duos? I don't know, like Anne and Deck and stuff like that.
Or they go as like a slapper, and it's an excuse to dress up like.
But isn't I was going to say though. Isn't the theme of a Halloween costume supposed to be scary? So why do people go as like I'll go as Roger Federer? So
I don't get that.
Why? Isn't it supposed to be like Halloween? You're supposed to go as like, I don't know, Dracula or I don't know. Do you know what I mean?
People just use it as an excuse to
It's like 90% of women go as Harley Quinn, don't they? You're like, that's got to do with Halloween. Get out.
Yeah. Just like, what?
Get out. Go.
I can't see anything. I went to one a couple of years ago, and one of my mates came as Oscar Pistorius.
That's mad. That's crazy.
I've got Dave's little Halloween costume on the door there from... I can't remember where from, but she's going to dress up as a witch. She'll probably rip her hat off after about 3 seconds.
Oh, bless. Next game as well. Oh, sorry. I know, yeah. Stockport 1, Doncaster 0.
Sorry, go on. No, go on, Claire. Go on.
No, go on.
No, I was just going to say, what a podcast. The way we've gone from talking to Salford City about Halloween costumes.
This is what we're like. This is why you'll fit straight in.
Yeah, I just found that hilarious. Sorry, go
on. So we beat
Doncaster,
here we are.
You were still thinking about the Halloween costume, weren't you?
I know. We beat him 1-0. Anything beat. Are you seeing Graham's comment?
Yeah.
Did he say?
He said, "Where are these parties where they're dressed as a slapper?" Asking for a friend, obviously.
Oh, God.
Anyway. So, the game against Doncaster, I think, I mean, I've listened to the manager's interview and it's not what he said, but they don't always tell the truth, do they? He said that they came to win the game, but I would say, having watched it, that they came for a draw. And the reason I say that is because they very rarely, like in the first half, tried to attack. Like, Fal is probably their best player. Ironside looks good when they did get into those positions. But it was very much a game of like them camping in our half, really. I get confused. Camping in the half we were attacking in. I can never remember whether it's our half or their half. It confuses me. In their own half, innit? Anyway. So
you'd be great doing the match report, wouldn't you? Imagine your match report. Yeah, so they had the ball in that. No, hang on a sec. No, we had the ball. No. They had the ball there. You imagine what a read that would be.
It's because you're here. I'm all flustered to be with podcast royalty.
Oh, you stop it. What foul? So no, I won't say it. Sorry, go on.
No, so we did have more possession, but as we say, like, that doesn't really matter. Second half, we had some good chances. We had Odin Bailey like clean through, and it genuinely looked like it would have been easier to score than miss, and he just blazed it from right in front of the net. He blazed it over the bar. And then going the other way, Fraser Horsfall made this like uncharacteristically like awful back pass, and Mo Farr should have done better, really, and he should have put them 1-0 up. But then Ben Hinchliffe makes a good save, and then Ironside's following up, and he makes another great save from that. So it's a double save, like, and it was a really good save. It even oh. My God. Am I back?
You're back, but we saw a whole lot of something, Claire.
Right, Claire, you carry on, and I really need to go to the toilet because I'm going to have an accident.
Claire, my love, we ended up on your chest.
Did you? I apologise profusely.
Wow.
And oh my God, I'm getting sacked.
It kind of just fell forwards, and it just kind of just went.
Oh my God, I apologise very, very much that happened. I don't know how.
Good job was after 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
See, most people charge for stuff like that.
Do you know what I love as well? The podcast name covers it all. The Absolute Football. But yeah, it is the absolute. It covers everything. Like the camera falling in prime position on Claire. Do you know what I mean?
I'm so sorry. Oh my God.
No, that was brilliant. No, don't apologise. It was hilarious. It was so funny.
Oh my God.
Well, in fact, there you go. All the people watching the podcast and this stream.
Yeah, sorry for flashing you all.
I think the viewers have just gone up by about 400
subscribers up.
Oh,
okay, so we're up by 20% here.
not from our chest. Anyway.
Have confidence, girl. Have confidence.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, a great double save by Ben Hinchliffe, and
that was right. Got a good double save. It was. You're right there, Claire. Jesus Lord. Cracking double save. God.
So, God's sake. Oh my God. Good job I've got makeup on, so I've gone really bright red. Yeah, we scored. Tanto scored his sixth goal in 4 matches. To put us 1-0 up in like the 84th minute, and so yeah, we held on to win for the sixth game in a row.
Oh, sorry, that comment just absolutely nailed us.
What comment?
Right said Fred.
Oh, that made me laugh.
What's right said Fred?
The bald guys who sing "I'm too sexy for my
Sure.
I don't get it.
Right, so
I don't get it. I don't get it.
We'll tell you after.
Okay.
We'll tell you after. Right. Okay. And because it was so popular last week, we have got this week's segment of Where's Claire? So where has Claire been this week? She was to the EFL trophy at Salford laughing at Gary Neville.
Oh my God. This could literally be one of the best ever segments I've ever seen on a podcast.
But not only has she been here, she's had a really busy week. She's also been conker picking to stop those pesky spiders.
Claire, what is the coat? What is that? The little...
And then she were helping Aunt.
Where the hell did you get that photograph from?
Tell you what, it's a blooming nice Christmas tree. Where did you get that, Anne? Jesus.
I did it for
That's not artificial, is it?
And then, last but not least, she played a game of tennis in the rain with her twin sister, Leslie.
Oh my God. Brilliant.
You've got a wonderful family. You've got Auntie Fran, twin sister Leslie. It's rocking and rolling, isn't it?
Oh my.
For everybody asking in the chat, this will be an ongoing segment. This will be on every show. Sam is absolutely brilliant and does these pictures, but it will be an ongoing segment throughout the season. So stay tuned. You never know. You might even pop up at the Tommy Fury fight this weekend.
You got KSI knocked out on the floor and Claire's going.
Right, Farley, I couldn't answer that because I was laughing too much. That picture in the blue coat is at Accrington away in the uncovered stand this season.
Oh, Jesus.
She sent it to our group chat, and then since then, it's become a segment.
But then I didn't even think about it when that picture of me walking came up. I forgot all about it. I posted it on my Twitter yesterday.
I love that. Where is Claire? That's brilliant. That's brilliant. Where is Claire?
Oh my God.
You never know. She might pop up at Blackpool Tower with you, Matt. Next week. You never know. She may pop up at Greg's with Steve Evans.
Oh. I tell you what I have got in the car, Claire. I tell you what I've got in the car. I've got a mini cardboard cutout of Big Steve, so maybe we can get a picture with him. Maybe. Bring the great rain top. Get it on, girl. We'll get you a cardboard Steve. Oh, hell.
Sam.
Sam's obviously smashed it, hasn't it? Absolutely. Every single week now. That is the best bit of the show.
Where is Claire?
Carrying on the games, we have Sutton United, a fantastic win for them, obviously winning 4-0 at home to Walsall.
You know what it is? That's a fantastic result for Sutton United, but it's just an anticlimax after Where is Claire, isn't it?
I know.
Yeah, by the way, I thought we were ending it after with that. Oh my God, where is Claire? Where is Claire?
And then last but not least, we have Tranmere Rovers 2, Grimsby Town 2.
Oh,
the League Two table. So we have, sorry, I can't. I'm laughing too much. Top we have Notts County on 24 points. Stockport just below them in second on 23 points. Then Gillingham in third on 22 points. The playoffs make AFC Wimbledon in fourth place on 21 points. Mansfield, Crewe and Wrexham all on 20 points. And then in the relegation zone, we have Sutton United in 23rd on 7 points. And on the same points, bottom of the table, we have Forest Green. And that's that.
I will say though, can I just say, when I said earlier in the season, we'll come good, I'm not worried.
We did.
I'm calling it, right?
11 points ahead of where we were this point last season.
I'm calling it. Stockport get promoted. Stevenage get promoted. Sunderland get promoted. Rochdale get promoted.
Oh, you just had to spoil it, Rochdale. That's not happening. Thanks so much.
It got to happen.
And just for good measure, can we put this picture back up because it's the best?
Where did you get that from?
I don't know.
It must have been
I cannot remember.
Do you know what I love? Do you know what I love? That picture just makes Anne and Claire look like a loved up married couple, doesn't it? Like, oh, let's get a quick picture in front of the tree.
It does look like I'm pausing with Kenny from South Park. I do love it. Right?
I don't get why you call me Kenny from South Park.
Have you ever seen
orange.
Kenny from South Park?
Yeah, I'm not orange.
Yeah, I know, but he's got it like all zipped up and he's nice and warm in there.
Where is Claire?
I just want to say as well to Mr. Luke, I'm really sorry, but I did do National League first, so I do apologise. We have done it. We've not forgotten
We were thinking of you because you got beat. We didn't want to put you through it, so
that's my fault for being late, Mr. Luke. I do apologise. I'm sorry, it won't happen again.
Obviously, that's a wrap now. It's been hilarious tonight, honestly. Like, I've had the best time talking football with you. Obviously, everyone in the chat wants to know where they can find you all. So, Claire, you go first. What are your socials?
I'm going into hiding. You can find me on Twitter.
Do you know what? By the way, surely there's got to be a Twitter page now. Where is Claire? Surely.
We'll have to do a map of everywhere she's been.
Surely this needs to be a thing now. You know, like we get like out of context Claire and stuff like that. But where is Claire? Why not?
Right, you can do it then. You can do it, Matt Farley.
Matt Farley. Yeah, Matt Farley. I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll put something together.
Yeah, Claire_Jeffson, whatever Matt Farley does.
This is so true as well. The Absolute Football Carnage podcast. Yeah, that is us. That is us. Every Thursday, 8:30. Come and join us. Matt, where can everybody find you on socials?
Right, well, if you want to follow my account, I do believe it's Farley Ginge. I know, a bit of do you know, I feel like I need. Oh no, actually, Normie, it has been changed. I do believe it's Farley SFC 94. That's it. That's the tagline. Yeah, if you want to go follow my account, follow that. And then if you want to follow the podcast, because we do the Stevenage Football Club podcast, that is at TSFC Podcast. Go and give that a listen. We worked very hard at the pod. We tried to get a lot of people around the club. We've had Steve Evans on 3 times, had him on recently in League One. We kind of flying out episodes every week because we're doing really well in League One. So, yeah, go give that a follow. Go give a look at the Twitter page and all the stuff that we do, yeah.
Thank you so much, Matt. And thank you for joining us and the team as well. It's so great to have you on.
No, thanks for having me, guys. I'm happy to be, excited to be here. I mean, if these podcasts are going to be like this every week, my God, it's going to be fun. But,
they actually are, though. That's the thing.
Yeah.
You know, we've been able to see Claire in all of her glory tonight, let's say. So, it's been an absolute privilege joining the team and, yeah, hanging out, talking football. It's good. Enjoyed it.
And where
My
can
face
everybody...
hurts from laughing.
I know. And Ant, where can everybody find you?
After all that carnage, I forgot. But yeah, you can get us. I'm an Anthony_Waters on Twitter. Also, if you want to follow me podcasts, I am at Roker Report for Sunderland Men and for Howie the Lasses for Sunderland Women. Just want to thank everyone who has voted for us for the FCA Awards. The voting did close on Sunday. So yeah, fingers crossed we'll find out on November 16th whether we've won or not. So cheers. But if you want to give that a follow, we're nearly at 1,000 subs as well. I think we're only 23 off. So if you can give that a follow, it's Howie Pod. It's at Howie Pod. It's Howie the Lasses, which is Sunderland's only fanzine dedicated to Sunderland women. Yeah, you want to give that a follow. We're nearly close. I'd love to hit 1,000 followers. That'd be nice. Apart from that, yeah, just everywhere else.
Here as well, causing carnage with us all.
Yes.
Is the Christmas tree going up this weekend?
Fingers crossed, yes. In this room somewhere, I don't think I'll be allowed it downstairs. I think the girlfriend's literally put the kibosh on that. We're stop being stupid. Stop putting stupid.
Do you know what though? The thing is, I'll see it and I want to put my tree up.
Can we make a deal, or can we make a deal? It goes down once Cheltenham score again.
No, only if they don't score this weekend.
They're not playing this weekend.
It's got to be on a podcast.
Yeah. But they're not playing this weekend, so we're all right.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, can we make a deal? If it goes up next week, can we please make a deal? It goes back down if they score again. Because my electric will be through the goddamn roof.
All season.
It only needs to be on for a couple of hours a Thursday.
Can
we see that photo again just before we go, guys?
Where is Clare?
I just don't know where that photo's from. I can't.
It's got
Love the flooring.
I don't know where I am there.
It's got to be
the flooring.
What's Grant and Phil Mitchell?
I mean, I love that fireplace, to be fair.
Darren, what do you mean by Grant and Phil Mitchell? Are they still in EastEnders? I don't know. Don't watch it.
I'm not sure.
No,
and if anybody wants to follow me as well, I don't know why they would, but if anybody does want to follow me, I'm most active on Twitter. I'm SharXRAFC on that, Instagram, TikTok. You can check out my Rochdale Her Game 2 stuff on the same socials. It's Rochdale HDT. And most importantly, podcast socials. So we are on Threads. We are Absolute Ball Pod, not Threads. On Twitter, we are Absolute Ball Pod. On YouTube, we are Absolute Football Podcast. The same on Twitch. We are Absolute Football Pod on TikTok. We are Absolute Football Podcast _ on Instagram and Threads. And we have an Absolute Football Podcast on Facebook. Mondays we are live, and that's our Premier League show. That's at 8 p.m. And then obviously, if you want to catch us again on a lower league show, it's Thursdays at 8:30. You can always have a laugh, can't you, with us? So even if it's just to laugh at us or laugh along with us, or if you need cheering up, please come and join us. Thank you to everybody who supported us in the chat as well. It wouldn't be anything without you guys. You make it as well. So yeah, that's it really. So good luck to everyone and their teams this weekend, and catch you next week. I can't speak.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.